Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to get ready on camera. I have nowhere to go, but we're gonna get ready anyway. I'm gonna be playing in some new makeup in all ranges, so lower end all the way to higher end. I did a nice mix for you guys. Let me know if you like this style and I will keep doing it, but if you wanna see how I created this look, just keep watching. The first thing I'm going to try out today is a new primer. This is from Milk. This is the Milk Makeup Luminous Blur Stick. You guys know I love the regular blur stick. They sent me this, and I have been so excited to try it, and I just have not had the time. I have swatched it. That is it. I'm not going to put this on my pores. I'm going to go in with a normal blur stick for that because something luminous on my pores, I think we've learned in the past, does not work out so well. I'm going to put this everywhere else. And then I also have my MAC Skin Refine Zone already on my pores. Oh yeah, this definitely has a little bit of a glow to it. So this feels very nice on the skin. It doesn't feel matte at all. Like it feels like it's slightly smooth, but then it's radiant as well. I'm glad I didn't put this on the pores because just right here where it's at, it's accentuating a little bit of texture. Nothing major though. And then I'm gonna go in with my Milk Makeup Blur Stick. And I have personally found that for this on my pores, I like to just get it on my finger first instead of swiping. I like to get the amount on my finger and then press it into the skin. For foundation, I'm going to go in with this new one from YSL. This is the Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow, and the shade I got is B20. This does not come in a lot of shades. I don't know if they plan on expanding, but yeah, not a good selection here. Basically, this is supposed to be like a tinted moisturizer, but I'm going to read to you what it says on this little box here. It's YSL's first instant complexion enhancer for a complete dewy glow in an easy, mistake-proof application. Natural medium coverage of a foundation. The transformative cream to water formula. Never heard that before. Smooths on easily with a buildable coverage. It also has in bold letters, watery radiance of a mist. The 70% concentration of watery essence leaves the skin with a radiant, glitter-free, dewy glow and a fresh feeling all day. And then it also says it has the long-lasting hydration of a moisturizer. So we'll see how this goes. I have actually worn this before, but I will update you guys at the end. And I'm using my Hallberg Cosmetics sponge to put this on. This feels very cooling going on. It's almost like I'm wearing a mask in like a good way. I would say this is in between, like a light and medium. I don't think this is a full medium, and I don't know how buildable I would call it because it's one of those if you touch, I don't know if you can see, but if you touch it, it goes away. So when I try to add any coverage, it's like lifting it back up. So one layer for this is what I would suggest. For concealer, I'm going in with this new one from Makeup Revolution. Everyone keeps talking about this. It is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer and Contour. I only bought one shade, and I bought the shade C2. It's a little lighter than what I typically like, but I'm not mad at it. It's going to be highlighted today. It feels almost gel-like. When it's going on the skin, almost like it's gel. I don't know that I would call this full coverage. Just right off the bat, yeah, no, it's not full coverage. It's lit, like I can see, I can see like my little freckles right here, right underneath it. And that's not typical like with my Tarte Shape Tape. I do think the actual texture of this is really nice. Again, I think it's a medium coverage, not full coverage, but I like the way it looks real smooth underneath the eyes. We'll see what happens whenever we set it because sometimes they can go south after you set them. And I'm going to use my Becca Under Eye Brightening Powder. I still have been loving this. I'm using my Delium 785. Just tap underneath the eyes first. I would say this looks really nice, but not as smooth as my Tarte Shape Tape, but it still looks good. I would say, especially for the price, this is a good concealer. The powder I'm going to use to set everything is the Chanel Loose. I use the shade number 2, and I'm doing that because I don't want to add any extra radiance. I'm using a radiant primer and then a radiant or dewy kind of foundation-esque stuff. So I don't want to be too textured on my skin, so I'm going to use a matte powder. The Balm sent over these new anti-orange bronzers. I have Grammy. It's so cute. So this is a darker one. I don't know how many shades are in this. These are just the ones that I got. And then Tony here. And the one that I think I'm actually going to use is Oskar. This looks very nice, so I'm going to try it out. And then I finally got my Zoeva brushes that I ordered over a month ago. Apparently, they got stuck in customs and it was a hot mess. But I just got them. So I'm going to use the 127. I'm using the Luxe line, so this is a mix of natural and synthetic. It's supposed to be goat hair and synthetic fibers, and this is what it looks like. I got this one to compare it to the MAC 168. And I can already tell you, just feeling this one, this is better than the, or just feeling it, it is better than the synthetic new 168. Let's see how it performs. This bronzer color is beautiful. Like real pretty. Really pretty. You guys, I love this bronzer color. It blends out nice. I am really happy with this. The brush worked well. It blended everything nicely. I haven't had anything shed on me. Feels nice. It's not like too soft, but it's not itchy scratchy either. So we good on both of those. I'm gonna do my nose real quick. I bought the new Jouer Blush Bouquet and I got the shade Adore. It's a duo. I don't understand why Jouer does this. Like, this box is bigger than the products inside, and they did the same thing with the foundation. I remember thinking, I pulled this tiny little foundation out of this big box. It was so strange. Why do you need a box that big? Outside packaging is beautiful, and the inside colors. So it's Adore Me and Hold Me. What I'm gonna do is kind of just mix these two together. I'm gonna go in with the Zoeva 126. Ooh, it's pigmented. Ooh, girl, let's knock some of that off the brush. Impressed with the blush. That's nice. Now I'm gonna go in with this guy from e.l.f. I'm probably the last person in the world to be on this, but I wanted it when it first came out, and then I think it sold out, and it was at Ulta when I went and did my last purchase, so I decided to grab it. This is the e.l.f. Heart Defensor. That is what she looks like. So what I'm gonna do is take my Linda Hallberg 306, and I'm gonna start off with this shade here. I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of the other, so I'm going to do these back and forth. The next thing came from one of those sponsored Instagram posts. This is the Perfect Selfie HD Finishing Powder. I kept seeing people with like really oily skin going in and using this powder, then all of a sudden all their pores were gone, the oil was gone, it was this amazingness. I'll tell you, I tried this at the end of the day, it did not work. It did like every other powder would do, and I mean, it helped take away some of the oil, but I did not look like the girl afterwards. Now I want to see how it looks on just finished skin. So instead of using my Sicily powder, I'm going to use this one, and it comes, I believe it comes in loose as well, but I got the pressed version and it comes with this little brush. So I'm going to use this and see how it makes my skin look just at the end of my makeup routine. I also want to see if it's truly Ooh, yeah. Can you? Ooh, yes, girl. Did you see that? I don't know if you can see that on camera, but this area is where I get the most texture, and that definitely made it look better. So this looks really nice as a finishing powder, which is what it is. Yeah, I'm impressed by that. It's not giving me any kind of white cast in person. I'll have to see when I'm editing this if it did. For my eyes, I'm going to go in with some new Makeup Forever shadows. These are the top ones that are square. The two at the bottom are the only ones that I had previously from the old formula. And I think this is like the third time they have reformulated them, but these are the second run through. I have used these. I really wanted to see if I liked them or not. I'll tell you, with most synthetic brushes, I have not liked these because they're a little harder to blend out. So I'm going to be using these Zoeva brushes. However, I'm not going to judge the quality of these based on these shadows because I already know that I don't love synthetic brushes with them. I'm going to list the shades down below in the corner just because it's going to be too confusing for me. They don't use names, they use numbers and letters. But this one is a matte one. I'm using the Luxie 227. This is supposed to be like the 217 dupe. The shape is not completely there, but it's close enough, I guess. And this is actually blending this out very nicely. I'm impressed. I like that. But this isn't one of the shadows that I necessarily had an issue with, so we'll see later. If you could see the amount of pigmentation I got right off the bat with this brush, I had to bring the color back over here. But I'm just using this as a transition shade. I'm going to use a MAC 221 and run this shade underneath the lower lash line. Do you see the amount of pigmentation you get right off the bat? Like, it's insane. And I actually got like the Zoeva version of the 221, but this one is more tapered, so I didn't trust this one underneath the lower lash line yet. Like, I'm not trying to ruin my eye look, so we'll test it on the upper part of the eye. I'm going back in with the 227, and this is like a peachy kind of shade. Peachy orange, and I have had issues with this one. It's just that these shadows can be like slightly difficult to blend out, but this brush seems to be working really well with it. It's slightly stiffer, and I don't know if it's the blend, but this is probably the easiest these shadows have gone on. Like, this took me a hot minute with my Wayne Goss brushes, and that's no shade to Wayne Goss. It's just that these shadows are super pigmented and they blend out well. It just takes a little bit longer because it's so much. I'm taking my Wayne Goss number 16 and a little bit of that original shade and just going around the edges because I didn't make that transition as dark as it maybe needed to for this eye look. So I'm just dusting this around the edges and very little product. Same shade, running it underneath the lower lash line again with a MAC 221. Zoeva 224. I don't know how I feel about this brush. It's kind of a little bit itchy and kind of flimsy. Not too flimsy. I mean, obviously it's doing the job, but I don't know how I feel. I don't know. It's just odd. I'm putting this on the outside V and then slightly working this into the crease as well. When I have a little less product on the brush, I will start to just kind of flick it upward and smoke out this outer corner. Yeah, this brush is itching my eye, and I'm not usually that picky. Same color again, MAC 221, and I'm putting this on the outer half of the lower lash line. This is a Zoeva 234, and I'm going to take this super shimmery metallic gold shade. It's like a light champagne. I'm going to pop it all over the lid. And then tapping over the edge so that I can get a blend. I said super shimmery, but I just meant metallic. I'm sorry. MAC 221 and this metallic like blue-green shade. And these are dry. Look how beautiful. I really like the shimmery shades I got. I don't know about the rest, but this white gold and this shade I'm putting in the crease, I just think they are stunning. I'm cleaning up the lid just a little bit, and then I'm going to blend right around the top of that line. Taking that 227, no additional product, making sure this is, I don't want it super blended, but I just want to help it out a little bit. MAC 239 and the Light Defensor light shade in the highlighter. I'm putting that on the inner corner and brow arch, and then I'm going to go add some liner. Alright, I added on Whipple Flash Crayon from Hallberg Cosmetics. You guys know, like, that's my jam right now. But I'm going to try this new mascara. I forgot that I had it. It is the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I got a small one because I'm tired of buying mascaras and then not liking them. So we're going to pop this on. I've already done my lower lashes with MAC Extended Play because I don't have a mascara I like to use other than that on the lower lash line. I'm surely not going to try a new one on the lower lash line. I don't like this flimsy wand. It's way too flimsy. So I never dipped back into the product. I don't hate it, but I'm not like loving it either. I feel like this is a little too wet. Maybe I'll like it more whenever it's not wet. I'm not sure what's going on right here, if I have like glue in my lashes or something, but we'll just never mind. I feel like I have lash glue right here and it's like sticking my lashes together. I mean, it's slightly clumpy, but I'm not mad at it. But either way, I'm going to add on lashes. So this is what the mascara looks like. I added on several coats, but I did not dip back into the bottle. Now I need to credit this to somebody, but I don't remember the name. I screenshotted the comment and I must have accidentally deleted it. But I'm really weird with lashes. I don't like any band that's not clear. And I also don't like to spend a lot of money on lashes. I don't know why. I spend money on everything else, but like lashes, meh. So these are from Lash Kitty. I got several different designs. This is the clear band Dakota. So these are faux mink or something, and they just have that clear band, which I like because I don't like the way other ones feel. And this one is Catherine. And these are $10, except for, I think Dakota was $5 because I feel like they're discontinuing it, but they're still on there right now. And then this one is Sophie. I am going to use these, the Dakota, because I feel like they are the least dramatic of the bunch, and then I will be right back. Lashes are on, so now I'm going to move on to lips. I'm going to use this new Studded Kiss from Kat Von D, and this is in the shade Ludwig. This is a new formula, and I've heard a lot of people talk about the top. If you're concerned about that, I'm pretty sure this top is not going to come off. But I have a little bit of the Laneige, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Laneige sleeping mask still on my lips, and that is definitely helping, by the way, so I'm going to blot that off. And then I'm going to go in with this guy. So funny, like this color and the thing, they don't match. Alright, you guys, that is the finished look. Now I'm going to go through each of the products and tell you guys what I think about them. I'm going to start off with the lipstick just because that is what I just put on. I love the color. The formula feels nice on the lips. I will say I watched several reviews before purchasing a color. These are not all created equal from what I found. So definitely watch a few swatch videos and see. I know like Motorhead, one of the deeper red colors, seem to be kind of patchy, but this particular color, formula, everything was really nice on it. The Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow. I think this is nice. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I'm looking in my mirror and I look a little darker than I do on camera. And I'm not sure if it is this or the powder, but I did go back and look and it seems to be that I kind of look light for the majority of the time. So I feel like maybe on camera this looks a little lighter than it does in person. But I mean, it's nice. When I wore it the other day, I got a solid 8 hours out of it and I didn't start getting shiny until about 6 hours, but 8 hours is the longest I would wear this. I thought that this highlighter was very beautiful. It's smooth on the skin, gives a beautiful glow. Doesn't look textured. It's just really nice. For the concealer, I definitely think this is a very nice concealer. It looks smooth underneath the eyes. I don't feel dry. I don't look dry. The color is, oh, that's another thing. So it's probably a lot to do with this as well. I'm a little lighter than normal. But the only thing that I don't like about this is when I went in and added my shadow with the little brush, I have little areas it picked up the product. So that hasn't happened before, so I'm assuming that it's this guy here. Otherwise, really nice. The Wunder 2 powder, definitely use this as a finishing powder, especially if you have pores, texture, if you're oily or any of that, but I wouldn't suggest using this to touch up at the end of the day. Any powder really works, and I would prefer one with maybe a little hint of coverage or a little smooth. I don't know. I like this one as I used it today. I am in love with this bronzer in the shade Oskar. This is a beautiful shade for me. It's not, well, it's the anti-orange bronzer, so it wasn't orange, it wasn't too warm, it wasn't too cool. It was perfect. The Luminous Blur Stick, I will say I did notice a difference in how the foundation, tinted moisturizer looked on my skin. I think this definitely helped it out. But again, nothing to write home about. The blush duo from Jouer, this is one of the favorite things that I use today. Highly recommend this. I think this is beautiful. It's nice and smooth. The color is gorgeous. Yeah, I like this a lot. Now for the lashes, I thought that these were faux mink, but on the back it says that they are handcrafted to perfection with premium mink fur. So I'm assuming that these are real. And it says all of our lashes are cruelty-free and come in eco-friendly packaging. I think the lashes in of themselves are very nice. However, when I say clear band, I guess I should have been more specific. I like the fish line band. So this one is the same kind of thickness as you will get with all the black bands, but it's just clear. Still a little bit harder for me to get on. I feel like I have a lot of weight on my lashes, but like they're beautiful. I think they're gorgeous and the price is so much better than a lot of these other companies. So if you like lashes like these, I would definitely check it out. Again, it's called Lash Kitty. I won't use these too terribly much. I'm going to stick with my Kiss Richie Lash, but that's just because they're more comfortable, easier to put on. I struggle with this type, but I do think that they are beautiful and definitely worth 10 bucks. The Zoeva brushes, I liked every single one of these except for the number 224. This one was too itchy, scratchy. I wouldn't suggest this one personally, but with that being said, it did do the job. I liked every single one of these other ones, especially the face brushes. This 239-esque brush isn't as thick as the original 239, but I like it better than the synthetic version that they came out with. This is the 234. This is great for adding that metallic sheen to the lid. So if you can't get a 242, this has been the best option I have used for a metallic shade on the lids since then. I know it's not the same as a MAC 242, but it did a good job applying a metallic shadow. And then this is my favorite, the 227. This is supposed to be the 217 dupe. I don't think it's a dupe, but it is a great option. Absolutely highly suggest this. This eyeshadow is the best it has looked, and I have done this look 4 times. 4 times, you guys. I think that it just doesn't work out very well with super fluffy, soft synthetic brushes. And then even when I use my Wayne Goss, these shadows, the Makeup Forever shadows, so I guess I'm moving on into that review, it worked phenomenally well with the Zoeva brushes. That's been my favorite way to apply these. So you're gonna have to keep in mind when you get these shadows, they're super pigmented and can be harder to blend out with certain types of brushes. I feel like you do need a little bit of that stiffness to them to get them to blend out. If it's too soft, you are going to have a nightmare. The metallic shades that I got, they are bomb. I only have 2 of the other shades, so I can't really compare them to the other formula. You'll have to ask around about that, but I do like these shadows. The mascara, again, nothing to write home about. Today was the first time that I actually kind of liked it. I did have a little bit of lash glue in the lashes in the front here. That's why they were kind of sticking together, but again, it's just meh. I don't like it any more than any of the other ones, but it's not bad either. I think I might like this more after it dries up a little bit, but it's just kind of neither here nor there. Okay, I think that is it for all the newness. Let me know down below what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to get your hands on, and everything in between. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!